Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Daniela Castro and today I will be talking to you about different tips and tricks that you can do using your embossing folders. I'm going to start off by showing you how to emboss with vellum. Vellum, it's a really, I love this kind of paper. It's not clear, but let me show you the effect. Okay, so I'm gonna run it through my cutting die machine. Okay, so I want you to see the effect of the vellum. It looks gorgeous. This is great for wedding invitations, for special cards, and placing it in front of a different color. It looks so pretty. Let me make it close up the way you can see the detail. It is gorgeous. And we're gonna move on to the second technique. This technique is done when using darker color cardstock. I'm gonna run it again. I'm gonna emboss this cardstock. I'm gonna run it through my cutting die machine. For this technique, I mean, it doesn't have to be a dark color. It can be any color, but I really like the way it stands out when it's a darker color. Okay. So this is the way it came out of my machine. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to rub gilding wax on top of my cardstock that is already embossed. The thing here, you can apply it using an applicator, or I also always recommend these makeup applicators. They're not expensive and they work great. But when talking about gilding wax, I prefer to rub it with my finger, since you're only using just a very minimal amount of gilding wax. I just feel that I'm wasting my gilding wax using an applicator, because I feel like most of it stays on the sponge. So I rather use my finger, but I mean, that's totally up to you. I'm gonna do it with my finger. I am filming by myself, but I still want, I'm not good at moving the camera around or anything, but I'm gonna put it like this, that way you can see how I do it. And I don't know if you can see my finger really clear, but it's just very little that I'm using. So you just start just rubbing it against like the shapes. I love the way this technique looks on like a black cardstock. On one of my previous videos, I used black color, so didn't want to go like that. Didn't want to do the same thing again. By the way, on one of my previous videos, I showed I show you guys how to make gilding wax. If you haven't watched my previous video, I'm gonna link it down below. That way you can learn how to make it yourself and save yourself a lot of money. I'm just doing this really quick. It's not perfect at all, but I just want you to see the effect. Let me show you this corner. Hope you can see. It looks so pretty. I didn't do the whole thing just because I don't want this video to be so long and boring. I want to make it interesting. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the next technique. With this technique, you would need cardstock that is double-sided, meaning that in the middle, like, you can't really tell, but I mean, has the same color on both sides. Let me. If you tear like a little piece of this cardstock, in the middle, you're gonna see white. The white part is like laying in the middle, and then both sides have color. But let me run it let me run this through my machine. That way you can see what I am talking about. Okay, so now just run it through my cutting back machine. Okay, so this is the way it came out. Let me get it closer to the camera. Like I mentioned, we're using double-sided paper, or cardstock, better said, cardstock. For this technique, you need a sandpaper block or sheet, whatever you can find, or you can just grab your husband's sandpaper from the storage. And how that works, you're just gonna just sand basically the embossed part. Let me do it like this, that way you can see what I am doing. You do it slow and careful, okay? I'm just doing it a little quick, just so that I can show you. I didn't do the whole sheet, but let me show you how that looks. This technique gives it a really romantic look to your cards or any projects that you are doing. Let me get it closer. Like I said, it's not perfect. I just did it really quick. But it's another technique that you can try. And the last technique that I am going to show you is called debossing with ink. Basically, what we're doing is rub your embossing folder with ink. That way it's gonna give it a really nice look. Let me show you how to do this. Okay. I'm gonna try my best to let you see what I am doing. I'm supposed to do this on the table, but just so that you can see I'm doing it on the air. Okay. And this is done on the side where the shapes are standing out, not the ones that are like in the embossing folder. Okay, so now that you see what I'm doing, let me put it on the table, that way you can do it a little bit better. Okay, it may not look perfect, just because I'm doing this really quick and not taking the time like to really make sure that it's perfect. Only because we're filming this video and I'm not like editing or anything. This time I am going to use a white cardstock. Okay. Now let me run it through my cutting die machine and we'll see the results. Let's see. Okay, so this is not perfect like I said, but if you take the time, this looks so gorgeous. Look at that. It gives it another dimension to any project that you're working on, any card, invitation that you're doing. Let me show you. Didn't do it perfect, but you can always keep on trying. You can try the applicator also on the other side. Let me do this to see how that looks. Wow. With the applicator, so on this side, I showed you the result. But if you want to do it on the other side, not putting the ink on the embossing folder, but instead putting it on the applicator, you can also just grab the ink. Like I'm trying that. And it is looking so pretty. Let me do that really quick, that way you can show you. It's not perfect, but it's beautiful. I'm just doing it really quick. Wow. I really love this one too. Okay, so this is debossing. the ink went inside because I rubbed it in like that. And then I also tried embossing it, and with the applicator I just went all over my cardstock. It is not perfect, but it is definitely a great technique. I did it with ink, but I mean, it's almost the same technique as with my finger using the gilding wax. And I just made this for you, that way you can see what a difference it makes when you use embossing folders to any project, any card. It gives it a much stronger personality. It makes it look so much professional. So I just did this die cut. It's a tea pot. This one is just plain like that. And then I decided to show you how this one would look, the same shape, everything the same, by running it through the machine with my embossing folder. You see the difference? This one looks like nothing special, but look at this one. And then I decided to also show you the same, but with the gilding wax. It looks totally different, so beautiful. And then I also did the one with the sandpaper. It looks so pretty. So for different types of projects, you can try all these techniques. You won't regret it. I really hope that you have enjoyed this video. I hope that I was able to teach you something that you have never tried before, and I hope that I inspire you to try new things. I wanted to ask you to please subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching this video, okay? See you soon.